welcome and joining us on this our webinar today. I'm joined by a few guests as well, but let's start with the introductions first. My name's Rich Gibbons and I'm the Commercial Integrations Manager here at InfoTrack. I'm joined by Kelly Cutler, our Knowledge Manager, Shahid Razak, Director over at Goldsmiths Solicitors, and Oliver Trump, who's the Regional Director at Actionstep. Today is going to be recorded, so it'll be available on demand. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A box and we can get those answered shortly later on. So without further ado, let's kick things off. In April 2021, the Land Registry took a giant leap to moving away from paper-based processes. They launched the Electronic Digital Registration Service, or EDRS, as if we need any more acronyms in the legal world. More than 100,000 applications have been received through this service. Requisitions on basic errors are down 25%, and applications are processed and completed in half the time of an uploaded application. This means law firms will save time and reduce their risk. However, from November this year, the Land Registry will no longer accept scanned or PDF copies of AP1s for changes to existing titles via their portal. But the good news, InfoTrack already has a solution in place and has done for some time. You'll be able to use our AP1 service, meaning no one needs to reinvent the wheel. Secondly, you can take advantage of the integration as our AP1 product, like other products, integrates back into Actionstep. I'm going to pass you on to Kelly, who will walk you through this recent change and great feature. Like I said, any questions, just pop them in the Q&A box. Kelly, over to yourself.
Thanks very much, Rich. So as mentioned, my name's Kelly Cutler, so I am Knowledge Manager here at InfoTrack. So yes, I'm going to go through the upcoming changes and then I'm going to run through our AP1 solution at InfoTrack. So I'm just going to turn my camera off because I'm sure you'd rather see the presentation than my face. Bear with me and I will share my screen. So here we go. So the Land Registry AP1 mandate. So from November 2022, we will no longer accept scanned or PDF copies of AP1s for changes to existing titles using the Land Registry portal. Actually, currently up to 80% of AP1 submissions involve uploading physical paper documents. So what is the change? So current submissions are electronic applications, otherwise known as the EDRS, which are a PDF or a scanned form, which are uploaded onto the system for it to be read and reviewed by a caseworker as part of a manual process. Digital registration service, the new DRS, is when information is added in as in data as in predefined fields, and capturing it this way allows the system to read the data and check for any errors. So no EDRS, we're moving to the DRS. So why is the Land Registry going digital? It's because of current manual process delays and costs, high number of requisitions, high volume of support calls, lack of requisition management tool, and obviously to protect the register's data integrity. So what does this mean for the industry? It means quicker processing times, digitalization of the process, online guidance for submissions, fewer errors and reduction in requisitions, and obviously the opportunity for further innovation. So what things does a law firm need to consider? So change management is the first thing. We need to consider change challenges. So November is around the corner. It will be here before you know it. You need to get ahead of the change. Don't get stuck in the backlog. Staff training catered to individuals and ongoing real-time support. And in terms of productivity, registrations, again, will be digital only, so no more paper or PDF forms. Software suitability, so your integration, and the ability to liaise directly with the caseworker. And then from a compliance front, audit trail and how to report to regulators, full firm visibility of all matters, including requisition management tool and key dates automation. So what are your solutions? The new digital process through the Land Registry DRS service, or a Land Registry partner integrated through the business gateway like InfoTrack. Just to give you some stats on InfoTrack, We are actually Land Registry's key business partner and biggest user. We've been doing digital AP1 since 2016. We have 6 years of continuous software improvement. We've reduced requisitions by up to 30%, and we do over 550,000 submissions a year, which is actually nearing more 600,000 now. And digital AP1s by InfoTrack, what does that look like? It gives you full guidance and expert support for every application, form flexibility, so multiple forms in one application, such as shared ownership, staircasing matters, integrated with leading CMS as well as lender panels, one-page form pre-populated and linked to HMR's STLT5 and electronically signed deeds, and our unique AP1 dashboard, which has application overview, auditing tools, requisition management and cancellations. So looking ahead, what are we going to do? We're going to continue to invest in more experts for additional support. We're going to continue to expand our integration partners. We're going to add new lender management panels, and we're going to continue to reinvest back into the system. And there's just a testimonial from one of our long-standing clients who actually uses us for both STLT and AP1. I'm now just going to switch screens. And I'm going to move on to walking you through InfoTrack's end-to-end digital AP1 submission and management software. So AP1 can be found in the post-completion workflow, naturally sitting behind the STLT, where we similarly integrate with the HMRC, allowing you to digitally submit your stamp duty returns. Using both the post-completion services allows you to submit these in under 5 minutes. As I've mentioned, InfoTrack released our AP1 product back in 2016, and we continue to work very closely with the Land Registry to develop the business gateway services across the Land Registry services. What you see here is our latest AP1 software, which has been built with the aim to make your post-completion process faster, more accurate, and reduce the potential for unnecessary requisitions. So here is our smart, interactive, one-page form. And like all InfoTrack products, your matter reference tells us about information already contained within your matter. So depending on whether you're accessing InfoTrack from your case management system, or depending on the orders you've already placed with us, we can populate up to 90% of your AP1 for you. Just going to pop my matter in. It's really important when it comes to reducing the time it takes to complete your AP1, removing the need to rekey information and reducing the potential for missed information. On this matter, I've already ordered a register and submitted my STLT return. So as we work through the form, you'll be able to see how much information is already pre-populated for you. All required fields are asterisked, so you won't be able to submit your application without missing information. Registration type is our first required field. And for Land Registry portal customers, you should be used to selecting the registration type. But if you're unsure as to the registration type relevant to your application, you can head over to our FAQs for definitions, plus lots of other AP1's tips and tricks. Today, we're going to be running through a simple discharge, transfer and charge application affecting the whole of the title. So dealing is the relevant registration type. Our title number has already pre-populated and verified the title for you. So it shows the address and any pending registration types, reducing the risk of cancellation of your application due to an invalid title. We've also pre-populated the local authority and postcode, so that we can now move on to selecting the priority applications we're looking to change the register with. Simply select the drop down to see the wide range of application types easily identifiable with their form code and description. And we also organise in these into common forms and form bundles for you, making it quick and easy to select common applications like discharge, transfer and charge. And just like most forms, our AP1 form is about working left to right, top to bottom, and reviewing the information from your file and documents and completing the relevant fields. So we also integrate with our Sign It for Deeds product. So where your deeds have been electronically signed, on selecting yes, we'll automatically look for and upload your conveyancer certificate into supporting documents. If your deeds are not signed electronically, then you can simply upload them here and confirm their certification. For those who are integrated with case management systems, you'll be able to select the files associated with this matter only. If you need to move the order in which your application type should be registered or removed from the title, you can simply drag and drop them. And there's no limit on the number of applications you can submit in one AP1. And if you can't find an application that matches your deed, simply select AP1, change the register, upload your deed, and proceed to the next section. We'll automatically calculate your lead application fee using the pre-populated consideration value from your STLT submission. So there's no need to use a fee scale or a calculator. We'll also automatically attach your STLT5, reducing the risk of it being forgotten and a requisition being raised. Here in supporting documents, you're going to be able to upload any supporting file like consent forms, power of attorneys, countersigned documents, and so on in one place. And as you'll notice, all along the right-hand side too, we've added some handy guidance when completing the sections, plus tips to help reduce common requisitions. For new users that may be starting to submit without any prior knowledge of the paper AP1, these guides can really help users better understand the sections and the land registry's requirements. Now we're going to move on to the party details. So here we split what traditionally was panel 13 into 3 manageable sections: applicants, proprietors, and other parties. As missing or incorrect party information is a common cause of requisitions, we wanted to group the information in a way where you can move through the sections consciously, ticking off the required fields from left to right without having to jump around the form or clicking through multiple pages. As you can see here, the majority of the work is done for us. The applicant's name has pulled through, as well as the details as the lodging conveyancer already pre-populated. We can also complete the applicant's role field because we know that you're lodging a transfer and a charge. All that we need to do here is simply enter the lender's details for the applicant, HSBC, and as I've started typing, we'll suggest relative banks populating their address for service too. We can also confirm our details as the lodging conveyancer. So if your firm's process is for support staff to create the AP1s and then conveyancers lodge the application, you can simply select the lodging conveyancers from a list of users within your firm here, and you can update their contact details here if needed. Now we move on to the proprietors section. So we call it this because we know that there is a transfer being lodged, and so a registered proprietor will be a transferor. As we've ordered the register on the matter, we're able to populate the proprietors' names here. We can also populate the conveyancer's details from the STLT submission, and again associate the borrower roles for the discharge application and the transferor for the transfer. All that we need to do is add in the lender name. So I'll put Santander. If there are any other parties within your application, then they can be entered in this section. So if we have power of attorney, beneficiary, you can select from the long list here. And as we've built the form, your left-hand panel, you'll notice, will update with key information to help you review the information supplied as you go. In the associate application section, the task is similarly to review the application. So we have the 2 borrowers and the lender for the discharge, the transferee and the 2 transferors for the TR1, and we have the borrower and the lender for the charge. All that's left to do is to complete the address for service for the applicant. So you can enter the address for service for each proprietor yourself, including their postal, email, or DX address. Disclosable overriding interest is defaulted to no for ease, and again to speed up the time it takes to complete the form. Here we have what I like to call an integration within an integration. So if you do use LMS, you can link your application to your LMS case number and will automatically send them your submission receipt and then completion of registration details once your application is complete. This is a fully flexible form, so if you have any information that you want to let your caseworker know of, you can add anything in this note section below. We also integrate with our MR01 lodgement software and will pre-populate the certification wording straight into the note section for you here as well. Finally, here at the bottom of the form is where you can confirm the credentials used to submit the application. These should be stored in your InfoTrack settings, but on occasions where your land registry EDRS account changes, say you update the password, you can update them here as well. You can also include any third-party recipient information here. So for all correspondence about this application, simply select a colleague from the drop-down or select other user to manually enter the details. So on save and print, we'll populate a paper AP1 form for you. So a form you're going to be familiar with. You can review or download and print and share where required, but we'll of course send you an email over or send the file back to case management. If you're happy to submit your application instead, we'll send your AP1 to the Land Registry. Instantly, we'll return a submission receipt showing your application's Land Registry reference. So you know that the application has made it to the day list and therefore has priority. I'm now going to head over to our dashboard. So like all of our InfoTrack products, we have like a big brother overview of our applications and submissions. So if I select the AP1 dashboard, you can filter through your submissions using the band at the top, such as requisition outstanding, warning of cancellations, cancelled, completed, and so on. You can also use our handy export tool, which allows you to put all your submissions into a CSV file, and you can filter through those for any auditing purposes. I'm just going to select requisition acknowledge. So here is what we have is a WhatsApp style chat. So anything you send the caseworker and they send back, as well as obviously your submission and any requisitions, you can free type back to them. So you'll have a full audit trail of everything that's been sent back and forth. We have our day list. So you can check any pending registrations against the title. You can look at any related files that AP1, and you can add in any additional recipients as well. Going back to the chat, here we have some handy features. So if you want to add any internal notes, so it may be that you need to leave something for the support staff or for any other member or colleague, you can put it here. You can request further HMLR action using the drop down. And then responding to the requisition, you'll have this the message box where you can free type, but we also have this handy feature called regenerate details. As we said, we know panel 13 can be a pain point. So if there's a spelling mistake or party roles are incorrect, you can make the adjustments here. And what that will do is then start to put that into a format we know the Land Registry are going to accept, preventing further requisitions coming back. You can add in any additional parties, and obviously you can upload any further documentation. And again, you can free type if needed. So along with the dashboard comes our handy calendar. So if you have AP1 cancellations and OS priorities, they'll all be stored in here, so you can have organization with these, and we'll also send you emails and alerts about those as well. Back to you, Rich.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Kelly. We've had a couple of questions that have popped in. Am I limited to the number of titles I can submit in one AP1?
No, you're not formally limited to the number of title numbers you can include in one submission.
Excellent. Can I cancel an application via InfoTrack?
Yes, you can cancel your application quickly and easily via the request action option. So you can follow the drop downs, and we'll even populate the application's Land Registry reference number for you for clarity as well.
Excellent. And then lastly, how do I know whether I have an EDRS credentials?
You need to check your Land Registry account.
Excellent. If you do have any more questions, just pop them in the Q&A box. Without further ado, we'll now move over to Shahid. We've got who's the director over at Goldsmiths. Shahid, if you can unmute and turn on your camera, if you're there, or if you don't have a camera, no problem. Shahid, can you hear us? What we'll do is, while we're getting that sorted, we are joined by Oliver Tromp, who's the regional director over at Actionstep. Oliver, did you want to just kind of give a quick overview of the integration relationship between InfoTrack and Actionstep?
Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to. Yeah, a lot of our clients at Actionstep are conveyancers, and so we're really happy to have an integration, native integration with InfoTrack, which pulls over a lot of the information, a lot of the data that's already kept in our case management system into InfoTrack, so you don't have to duplicate that information.
Excellent. And how does the being integrated with InfoTrack support the management, submissions, and monitoring of the AP1 applications?
Yeah, it speeds up the process because, again, you don't have to duplicate all of the information that's going in, and it also reduces the risk of human error or fat fingering something and putting the wrong data in.
Excellent. If an ActionStep client was wanted to discuss the integration further, what kind of next steps do they need to do with you guys?
They can always reach out to us and let us know, and we can have a conversation about it. It's also really easy to just within ActionStep add. There's an integrations tab within the admin section of ActionStep, and you can just add InfoTrack as an integration, and it's totally free.
Excellent, fantastic. I was going to say we've got a great relationship with ActionStep. A number of clients already integrated and using the functionality very well, and they're benefiting it massively within their teams. Thank you ever so much for that, Oliver, and for joining us on this webinar today. Shahid, are you able to? Can you hear us now?
Hello, yeah. Can you hear me?
Shahid, are you there?
Oh yes, finally. Sorry about
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. Brilliant.
No problem. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. Shahid, just a kind of couple of quick questions with yourself. How has the two-way integration with InfoTrack and ActionStep streamlined your workflow?
For us, I think InfoTrack's been a great system. We've got ActionStep as our case management system, and then integrating with InfoTrack, it's made life much easier in regards to requesting searches, the information passing into InfoTrack straight from ActionStep, and now this new element of AP1 as well, which we've just started doing past 3 weeks or so. And at the beginning, what's interesting is my colleagues had said, oh, Shahid, this is too hard, it's taking up too much time. But after about 2 weeks, they said, this is the best thing ever.
I don't think we can ask for better feedback than that.
Seriously, yeah.
Given that November later this year is going to be the kind of cutoff point, and the land registry will no longer accept, PDFs or scanned copies, what would be your advice to firms who are still submitting their AP1s manually?
Well, you see, what I did is I didn't want to leave it till last minute, because then you're going to be totally lost and confused and under too much pressure. It's best to get onto something like InfoTrack straight away, practice it for 4 weeks, get used to it, and then come November, you won't even feel it because you're already doing it. It's already become your norm to go into something like InfoTrack and doing your AP1s from there. So I'd say get onto it immediately.
Brilliant. And lastly, given that the large percentage of the submission is now pre-populated, leading to a higher level of confidence in the accuracy of the data, do you feel more confident that there will be a reduction in errors or raise requisitions with the team?
Definitely, I think requisitions will go down. One of the best features of the InfoTrack, I like the dashboard. That helps a lot. It's easy to respond to, it's easy to work on as well, and keeping us updated. Even if we do get requisitions, it's much more actively easily to respond to it through InfoTrack, to be fair. And but for sure, because of the way you've set up your system for the AP1s, I think requisitions are going to reduce.
Brilliant, fantastic. Thank you, Shahid. I really appreciate your input. Got to love technology, but thank you ever so much for detailing that for us. If you want to see the ActionStep and InfoTrack integration in its entirety, if you just go into the chat, there is a YouTube video there. It's about 2 minutes. It's not a Hollywood blockbuster, but it can give you an overview of how this integration works between our two systems. Lastly, it's for me to basically say a massive thank you to Oliver Tromp for giving the overview of the integration between our two companies, Shahid from Goldsmiths for the insights that his team and how they're now using the AP1 and with the integration, and lastly, Kelly Cutler, our knowledge manager, who has all the know-how and the guru of our AP1 service within there. If you'd like to know more or anything around our AP1 or the integration itself, please don't hesitate to contact us at infotrack@infotrack.co.uk, or as Oliver said, there's a little button within the system that you can click and start the process from there. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.
Bye.